Simply Celeste. I am going to show you how I do my entire face. And so I am going to start with a damp beauty sponge, and I'm going to prime with my e.l.f. Poreless Primer. The foundation I use is the N Wild Photofocus in Nude Ivory. And I'm going to bounce and roll. Bounce and roll. Even on top of my eyes. On my neck. On my forehead. And where my eyebrow is, I'm going to take the little pointy side, bounce and roll where the foundation and the concealer are, blend those together very gently to make everything nice and cohesive. And then just bounce and roll down the middle, top of my nose, and the corner, even though we're going to add some corner on the top of that. And then, because I have a rounder face, I start with the top of my ear, going in a half moon, a little bit above the cheekbone, on both sides, down the jaw, not all the way, down the jaw, going backwards, down my hairline, not too much. Then we're going to take the bottom part of our sponge, and we're going to bounce and roll upwards and back, up, back, up, back, up, back, up, back, up, back. Like that. Up in our hairline. All the way around our face. And we want to roll backwards towards our ear. Down our neck, rolling backwards towards the back of our ear. Same thing. Rolling backwards, rolling backwards, rolling backwards. Rolling back towards the bottom of our neck to blend it out. This is going to make our face look thinner and give us a more pronounced jaw. Then same thing. Bounce and roll, bounce and roll, bounce and roll, bounce and roll up, bounce and roll up. Bounce and roll up. Get down, please. It's my cats. Excuse me. Up into our hairline, bouncing and rolling upwards into our hair. But not actually rolling into the actual, you just want to blend it. I'm just doing like half little twists. Moving on to highlighting. This is actually called underpainting. We are going to bring back some natural highlights to our face. So what we're going to do, take our sponge, bounce in a circle by our chin. We are going to take the pointy part of our sponge up by our nose and blend up and out. Bring the natural highlights to our face. And up our nose and bring it out. And then we are going to bounce this in a half moon shape. So like that, and this way. Down. Like that. That is the shape we want. Then you want to make sure that everything is actually blended. We don't leave any product on our face. And then we're going to go in with our powder highlight. I mean our powder contour. I'm using the Morphe Highlight and Contour Palette. I'm going to use the bottom shades. And I'm going to brush upwards. Then I'm going to brush upwards. Now I'm going to go by my hairline. Just bring back a little bit of my highlight, a little bit of my contour. Sweeping down and back towards my ear. Down and back towards my ear. Down and back my neck. Then I am going to take a clean brush and I'm going to soften that line. Soften this line. Then I'm going to take a blush brush. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Ombre blush. And I'm going to blush my cheeks. Blush my cheek. Sweeping all the way backwards, never dragging forward. And then I am also going to use my Morphe blush in the trio set. And I am using the Legendary blush. And I'm sweeping backwards, never dragging forward, just to give a little bit more color to my face. And I love blush. Then I'm going to take my fan black brush and highlight. Highlight. Same thing. Highlight. And now I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to run this up the side into my brows so it looks more realistic. Run this down the bridge of my nose. Run this down the natural contour at the tip of my nose. Of course, we soften those lines. Then we add highlight. Then I highlight by using my favorite highlight, which is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlight. Same places. Then down the bridge of my nose. And we'll be back in just a second to do the eyes. Okay, now we're going to move on to our eyes, and I am going to use my e.l.f. Poreless primer and prime my eyes. We are going to use the 350 palette. It's called Nature Glow by Morphe. The first shade we are going in with is called Hey. It's this one. And we are going to run that along our crease. Same thing with this eye. We're going to run that. Okay. In our crease. Going to get another blending brush. I am going to go in with a lighter transition shade called Newest and lighten that just a little bit. And then we're going to go in with another blending brush. We are going to run Wannabe, this shade, along our crease. I'm going to darken that just a tad. Then we are going to go in with, it's called Darker, and it is this color here. And we are going to, on the outer, tap this, on the outer corner of our eye, like so. Then we are going to run it just so gently. Into the crease. Then you want to just so gently kind of blend, sweeping in to the crease. Same thing on this side. Tapping this in a triangular shape to lift our eyes in the outer V. Sweeping in, also slightly. Sweeping in. Then we want to go in with our light color again and run our crease color. Make sure we have our blending all the way. Then I'm going to take the same dark color on the bottom lash line and then I'm going to take clear, which is this top shimmery shade, on the lid. And then I am going to take my pencil brush with that very dark color and gently run it along the seams, sweeping in on both eyes. To get an even look, we're going to go underneath the eye one more time with our dark. Then we're going to run our NYX eyeliner in Moss in the bottom waterline. Then to apply eyeliner, we're going to keep our eye in its natural state. We're going to look down in our mirror. We're going to draw our outer V, drawing in and fill it in. Then I am going to pull the line from the inner corner pulling out and meet that line, never compromising the natural shape of my eye. And then I will darken my line up. And I'm going to extend my inner corner like that. Repeat on this other side. Draw your wing shape V, looking down at your mirror. Never pulling on your eye. Fill it in. Draw from the inner corner. Out. Meet that line. And make it darker. They are sisters, not twins. If you leave your eye in its natural state, you should get them pretty close every time. I'm extending my inner corner. Gently pull out. And if you mess up like I did a little bit, you can take your foundation eyebrow brush and gently sweep it, and then you will never know. And I'll go back in and darken it up. Okay. Apply mascara. Wait a few seconds and then you can apply your lashes. And while I wait on that, let's do our lips. I'll be using my NARS lip liner in Dance Fever. Then we will apply our NYX Lingerie and Silk Indulgent. I like to use my finger. Blend the edges. Apply some more. Blend the edges. Then I use my Morphe lip gloss in Jinx. Now let's move on to our lashes. Let's get our lashes done. So I like to apply. First, I cut my lash down to the size I want. I apply a very thin layer of glue. I wait about 30 seconds before applying it. 30 seconds to a minute. And it applies perfectly almost every time when I do that. And I will let it stay there for a second. and get real good and tacky before I tweeze it down. Apply the glue to my next lash. Let it sit there, off to the side for a second. Then I'm going to take the little tweezers that they gave me with it. I'm going to pinch down. And there we go, it is nice and applied. Make sure the corner is good and tight. Now, we'll apply this one the same way. Let it sit for a second. Now, squeeze. And there we are. Hope everybody has a very blessed day. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.